Yeah, so we open up at 2 o'clock. Come on in and just get a contract and you can look it over. And then if you do decide tomorrow to $100 for say pay, then you don't have to have any other payments until at least week 8. Okay, what's your name? Jackson? Okay, and that is what I'm marking it down and maybe putting in sometime tomorrow for a call with a contract. You're very welcome. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.
This is
Almost 40
really,
years ago.
this is really unique. This is
Oh, that's a sliding.
yeah, well, they all are, but this is a very unique site. But this is a very old weapon. This was developed in the 1800s.
That's beautiful, man.
And but it's a Mauser action, 8mm Mauser, and that's the more modern version, the K98.
Is it also an 8? Or is it 9?
Oh, yeah, it's 8. It's an 8, yeah.
Did they make a 9?
Not Mauser.
I wanted to say he had one, but I won't.
7.5.
I'm thinking he had a 9, but I
8mm.
could be wrong. It was a long
7mm
time ago.
Mauser. They didn't make anything bigger than 8 that I know of.
Okay. Yeah, I'm speaking from an inexperienced standpoint.
Didn't sound that way to me. Oh, that's the strap. Oh, cool. What's the hole for?
Where?
The one in the butt? In the stock?
Stock?
Yeah, this thing right here. Do you know?
Honestly, I
We're
don't
stringing
remember.
it on something to carry, or?
It goes all the way through. I'm not sure what they use that for. I know
Oh.
that the sling
Yeah.
goes through the stock as well, and that's a typical German thing.
Oh, it's German? Okay. Huh. Maybe that's their way of carrying a lot of them all at once or something?
Well, no, the sling's on the side of the rifle. You'll see that almost all the other slings are at the bottom of the rifle.
Right.
Butt stock and the forestock, theirs is on the side. So
Huh.
when you carry it on your back, it was sideways. Probably so that the trigger guard and the magazine didn't dig into your back.
Is that a problem? Is that a problem when you're carrying one of those on that?
No, I've never carried one in the field like
Good
that.
for you.
So.
Good for you. Good for you. Of course, I would have to know what that was for. The one answer that you do not have, I feel like I'm with a
I could
walking
probably look it up, but
encyclopedia.
that never.
It's just that girl thing. We have to know what everything.
Yeah, of course you do.
Well, you want to know more about the caliber, bolt
Mhm.
action,
Yep.
magazine fed, repeating rifle.
That's
Wow.
the fastest
British
bolt action
Empire.
in the world.
Really?
The 303 Enfield, yeah. It was known for, it's a short throw and it's a very fast action.
Look at that little
Fiberglass
cartridge in
inner,
it.
Metal outer.
That's very interesting.
What's that?
I said, look at that cartridge. How many rounds does that hold?
You mean magazine?
Magazine. See? I told you I don't know that much about gun terminology. But I can't.
It's still used.
Well, I know, I believe we sell things to other countries. I didn't know we leased them. Do we
Oh,
get?
yeah.
Do we ever get them back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Either that or they'd be paying a lot of expensive rent, right? That's why it looked so familiar when I saw it on the table.
What's that?
No, it's down there. My bad. That looks like one that my ex had. Pretty much exactly. Colt 45, right?
Well, that's a Springfield, but Colt,
Okay.
Colt came up with the design, Browning came up with the design. Colt manufactured the first ones, and they were manufactured by Springfield Armory, which was the government's armory. The government manufactured them.
Oh.
Springfield has since gone private.
Springfield where?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Okay. We had one in Connecticut.
That was the National Armory. They manufactured weapons.
Yeah, he had one with pearl grips. And this is the one that I hurt my hand on, I believe. This would be that Smith & Wesson. This was his daddy's gun on the police force.
Yep. Yep. It's not.
And I put
It's
my
not from World War II or World War One, but he was proud of the fact that we got it back together.
Me too. I was like, I'm so sorry I broke your dad's gun on my hand. Of course, my hand didn't like it either.
on cheaper than dirt, and they had a 5.56. It was normally $1,200 and something dollars. They had it on sale for $780.
So these are all your collection?
7.56. 7.62. No, 5.6. 7.62 by 39. No, I thought it was 5.56. 5.56 would be an AR. Yeah, I didn't see it. Well, it looks similar to that, but it's just black plastic. Yeah. Mattel made. I'll never
That's
forget
good, yeah.
basic training. They came out with the M16s and let us look at them and fire them. Because we trained with 14s. And they gave us the 16s and we took them all apart. And 95% of them all had Mattel stamped inside of the plastic. All the plastic was made by Mattel Corporation.
Yeah.
So Doug, we're shooting toys.
Well, I mean, they had a lot of experience in making plastic toys.
Yep.
Hell.
Those were the days. Are these all yours?
Yeah.
Nice boy.
Well, it's
Part of it, right?
maybe, yeah, maybe 20%
I remember when I got out of the service, you could go into Walmart, well, Walmart wasn't there, whatever those stores were at the time, and they had the racks. Even Walgreens had them with the old military guns all saying, you could buy them for 15 to 30 bucks, each one of them. And I never bought, I looked at them, I always looked at them, and I said, what am I gonna do with that? And today, you can make a fortune.
This is a Carcano. This is the gun that shot dead pig.
Yeah.
These on surplus for $20 a piece.
Yeah.
All day long. Buy as many as you want.
Yep, not anymore.
Well, I bought that one for $20 at an auction, but it was, I mean, you take a look at it, you take that and throw it in the dumpster.
Right.
You took it apart and you finished it.
You take it to all
And
over the place.
It's used real well, all of them do.
Right.
I won't only gun that I can't shoot.
Almost
But,
done.
Yeah, SKS.
Yeah.
This was $75.
Wow.
Those things go for $600 a piece right now.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Most in the games, I was buying those all day long. So, there you go. Oh,
Yep.
a lot of stuff. That's an Enfield. I've got two of them. They're battlefield pickups.
Yeah.
I bought them for $100. Metal. That's what they were worth at the time.
Yep. Well, there's so many of them back then. They like, and they even, all the foreign rifles, Walgreens and all them had them too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
You could buy
You
anything.
could buy K98. They were a dime a dozen. There was a ton of them. I've got a lot of. I've got Argentines, I've got Swedes, I've got Swiss, I've got Turks, I've got, you name it. Most of them are Mausers.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I had a Jap.
There was a
Jap Mauser. Was it 7mm?
There's Sockman, right there.
I'll tell you what, it was ported. You could take that sucker, put it right here and shoot it all day long. It never hurt you. That thing didn't kick at all. Why I ever got rid of that rifle, I have not got a clue. That was the best shooting rifle I ever
They
owned.
couldn't tell. The Italians, they had a name for that.
But it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. The first time I shot that thing, I went,
Yeah, well,
'Cause I was
by
waiting-
comparison, you take that bottom one, that most of them can't, they'll take a shoulder off.
right. I got a 308 round lever action. You know, our first time I shot that, I had a scope on it. That fucking came back to me. I was with my eyes out wide open. I like this gun or not. I said, this is ridiculous. But I still got it. I won't get rid of it.
A lot of these old, World War II weapons, they kick like a wood. I've got, you got pads for all of them.
Shake your
Oh, yeah, the
shit.
little rubber band. I used to put them on all the shotguns. I want to throw a big shotgun.
The Romanian one looks almost identical. That's a Hugo.
What do you think? Wesley gonna come or not? Day. Before we get started, I wanted to thank the woman who has been doing this for at least 20 years. She's the one that fixes all the bags and puts it all together, and she does most of that all by herself. Her name is Carrie Stanicart. Would you please stand up, Carrie? You gotta stand up, Carrie. Carrie's been a very long time member. She's been every officer in the Legion you can be for the auxiliary. She's a very valuable member. She always does bingo for us too. She's been doing that for about 20 years. And she's also been doing our Christmas when we go to the children's home and stuff. She's always been in charge of that. But luckily, Trina is going to take over this year for her. So we're excited about that. But we want to thank you for coming today. I wanted to share with you just for a second the difference between the Armed Forces Day, the Veterans Day, and Memorial Day. I think sometimes we aren't sure what they are. Armed Forces Day is for those that are still in uniform. Veterans Day is for those who hung up their uniform. And Memorial Day is for those who never made it out of their uniform. So that's how you kind of remember that. And here today, we're trying to remember all our veterans that we all remember and that are special to us. And Tracy, our chaplain, is going to come up here and say a prayer and read off our names for us.
Okay, so you see all of the bags around the room. Those have the names of our loved ones that have gone on before us. So if you would like to take your bag with you when we're done, please do so. If you'd like to use it again next year, we'll just put it in the box for next year. All right, please pray with me. Dear God, as we observe Memorial Day, may we honor and remember those who died that we might live in freedom. We remember our departed loved ones gone on before. Those that we honor will be a part of our lives forever. Oh God, we are mindful of your great love for us. We are thankful for that love. We praise you for the blessings of love and friendship for our families and our homes. Lord, be with us and be our guide in time of need. We ask your support in all we do. Help us to reach out to one another, to communicate and show real care for others. Help us to be open to new experiences of personal growth and challenge. May we be alert to the opportunities before us each day. Accept our thanks, Lord, for the leaders of our post, for their work this year, and for their leadership. As they have worked for God and country, we give them our grateful thanks. Amen. And now the reading of the names. Joseph J.B. Barrow, Army, Korea. Jack Beecher, Army, World War I, France. Joseph J.B. Brooks, Army, Vietnam. Silas Odell Bounds, Navy, World War II. Gaetano Caracia, Navy, Korea. Bob Crago, Navy, Bikini Island Atoll. Frank DeLuca, Army, Korea. Robert Dennett, Navy, World War II. Edward Drinks, Army, World War II. Lowell Elliott, Army, died in action, Philippines. James Fields, Army, Korea. James A. Fox, Army, Korea. Thomas Frederick, Air Force, Vietnam. Joseph W. Garris, Army, World War II. Norman Sammy Hardin, Army, World War II. Horace Holloway, Army, World War II. Timothy Jackson, Navy, Operation Enduring Freedom. John Kiefer, Navy, Korea. James Leonard, Army, World War II. William K. Lenz, Army, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. Regino Morales, Army. Larry Morrison, Navy, Korea. Clifford Morrison, Army, World War II. Gary Miller, Army, Vietnam. Baron Nelson,
Army, World War II. Gary Nelson, Army, Vietnam. Arthur Orchowski, Army, World War II. Edward Orchowski, World War II. Frank Orchowski, Navy, World War II. Harry Orchowski, Army, World War II. Clarence Parker, Army, World War II Construction Battalion. George Path, Army, World War II. Charles Pittman Jr., Marine Corps, Korea. James McWigan, Navy, World War II. Gary Rolls, Air Force, Vietnam. Albert Rucky, Army, World War II. Faye Ryherd, Army Nurse Corps, World War II. Fred Ryherd, Air Force, World War II, Korea, Vietnam. Samuel Salazar, Army, World War II. Frank Slauson, Army, World War I, 3 and 2 Armored Division.
You're welcome.
Edward Stadnikar Sr., Coast Guard, Korea, Vietnam. Robert Sofer, Navy, World War II. Reginald Stansbury, Royal Air Force. Alfred Stewart, Confederate Army, Civil War prisoner of war. Levi Stewart, Confederate Army, Civil War prisoner of war. Edward Sudgim Sr., Army, World War II. Clarence R. Walker, Army, World War II. Warren Wiley, Army, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, triple threat. Eddie Young, Army, World War II. Nash Correo, Army. Vietnam veteran friends lost in Vietnam from 69 to 70, Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force. Linda C. Brooks. Ashel Alex Brown. Harold Christian, father of 2 veterans. Lillian Hardin, wife. Dennis Pepe Lassard, husband. Gwen Morrison, wife, past president of Unit 268. Craig Rookie, police sergeant, badge 921. Brother Susie. Stephen M. Stadnikar, son, and Emery Worsham. That's the reading of names. Okay, sorry about that.
She's already got me crying.
Me too.
It's always a hard time to do the reading like that. And I'm just honored that everybody's here and that the names were read and that we do remember our soldiers and who have passed. So thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting the auxiliary by giving your money for this. We do help the children and the families, and we do help the veterans. And it's an honor to serve with all of you here. I love you all.
Thank you for it.
Thank you.
Turn the lights back on.
Sometimes I don't get them back up because the pipe don't